My name is Charlie Nilon. I'm a professor at University of Missouri, and I've been using Packback. I think this is my fourth year using it. I teach a class. This is a grad class that has usually two grad classes that have usually 10 to 15 students, and I teach it in then two courses that are larger enrollment courses, primarily juniors and seniors, and one has around 30 students and one has probably close to 50 students. So I teach in a natural resources program, and primarily wildlife conservation and some topics around that. And one reason I started using Packback was I felt that it's difficult often to get students to discuss in class, and particularly in some of the larger courses. And what I also wanted them to do was really get used to using some more primary literature as sources and using it in class. So I assigned them to read papers in primary literature. And so I found that Packback was really helpful in doing that. And when I first talked to the reps from Packback, that's one of the things I said I was interested in. And I found it really helpful that way. Well, one thing I thought about Packback, the deep dive, was that I'm teaching this fall in a class. I'm teaching a writing intensive class, which at Mizzou is one where people are using where we're really trying to work on improving people's writing. And so there's a revision component and so on. And what I thought I might do was I liked the deep dive because I could use it to get students thinking about those things that often go into revision, and use it on something that might be not quite as high stakes as the writing intensive assignments, but that would still get them thinking about more about the details of their writing. And I like the idea when you all talked with me about it, about really being able to go in and have some prompts for students to help sort of guide their writing, and also have a rubric that they could use to help do their writing. And those are things which I try to do, but I found Packback really helpful in doing that, or the deep dive really helpful in doing that. Having both going on, I think, really helps students understand understand Packback a little bit better, because I think that just using Packback questions, I think a lot of the students felt it was just kind of something that was there, that they had to do every week. And I do think that now they're seeing there's other parts to it. I think it's been helpful to them, and I think that I think they see Packback in a little more integrated way than they did before, and I think they see it as something that's really a part of the class. And to be really honest, I think they see it more as something now that when they're spending $25, for that, and how it's working. So I think they see it more as something they're actually using. As me as an instructor, I think it really helps, especially for the sort of writing assignment I'm doing. That's a sort of short essay. I've used it for one of my midterms. And what I found is really helpful with it is that at first, it really helps me structure the questions that I'm asking students in a way that helps them see both the big question I'm asking, but also it helps them see the sort of things I want them to cover in a little more coherent way. And also it helps them to really think about, how they're responding to the question. So I think that just seeing the prompts as part of the whole question, of seeing that, how it's tied in with a larger question, is helpful. And the other thing I think really helps the students, I think that feedback they're getting and being able to see the feedback around their writing is really helpful, because those are things I normally point out. But I think having points assigned to it in a way that are fairly not real high risk points. I mean, it's not like it's going to trash their whole assignment if they have points taken up. I think that's helpful to them. I think for me, what helps is it helps me actually organize how I write a rubric. I always say I'm going to write a rubric, and I think having to consciously think about how I write it in a way that actually some students see from the start is helpful. So I like the fact that they can really see everything sort of all at once. And I think that for me, I tend to be a little less organized in how I approach things. Sometimes in assignments, I think that my students like actually having everything laid out, and they've said they like the Packback assignments compared to some of my other assignments because things are more clear. My biggest concern is that how much are you adding on more work for you to do as an instructor? And what I found is that, with using the whole package, I think that once I get into routine and think about how I'm going to use it and really prepare how to use it, I found that actually does save me some work. I mean, I think that I still do the same work I do before, but I'm finding that I think with Packback, as I structure the assignment, especially the deep dives, I think that I can work more efficiently because everything's sort of laid out and I can use it more effectively. And I think just having even the Packback platform to work on really helps because it gives me, I think, a way of responding to students more directly, and I found it really helpful.